Let me transition to another subject, and this time it's involving college football because I've been taking a lot of heat. I've been taking a lot of heat from a lot of people in college football, particularly those at the University of Michigan, because they are not pleased with my stance that with this whole sign stealing scandal that's been going on with Michigan, with the University of Michigan refusing to do virtually nothing about it, with the NCAA acting as if it's handcuffed and there's but so much it can do about it, the Big Ten itself, the commissioner of the Big Ten and the folks associated with the Big Ten, since you've got other schools saying there's legitimacy to the assertions and allegations made against Michigan, people had a problem with my position. And my position is very simple. If the investigation is open, Michigan should not be allowed to participate in the college football playoffs. Now, people are going to sit up there and say, Stephen A., you don't know what the hell you talk about. Stephen A., that's cruel. How's it cruel? What about Florida State? What about Washington? What about Oregon? What about Texas? What about Alabama? See, we want to bring up the kids because Stevie ain't let the kids. We want to bring up the kids and how the kids at Michigan are not at fault here. That is totally fair. But you know what they are? They're beneficiaries. Because if you've got a guy on an opposite sideline and he's sign stealing, okay? And those stolen signs are brought to Michigan's offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator and head coach and Jim Harbuagh, and it's utilized for the players to exploit, that's an advantage. And if they have that kind of advantage, and there's reports that they are, and it's to the point where neither Michigan denies it, nor does the Big Ten, what the hell is the problem? Trade and Jim Harbaugh ain't going to accomplish anything. So what? He doesn't coach. So what? At the end of the day, the football program benefited, and it could be at the expense of another team. Now, if it's wide open and it's the top 12 teams in the nation, okay, that's a different animal. But as of right now, there's only a Final Four. And I don't understand how it is an issue when you point out that you can't go into the playoffs with the investigation opened with no conclusion. No. Expedite the process to draw a conclusion before the selection committee picks the top 4 teams they want in the nation to go and represent college football in the college football playoffs. That's what you do. You do that. You don't suspend the coach, and that's it. And it's like, oh my goodness, about the kids. Well, the kids benefited from the cheating. And unless you can tell me Alabama, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas did the same damn thing, shut up. I'm not trying to hear it. It is what it is. I don't understand the difficulty. I truly don't. I am not saying that you suspend Michigan today or prohibit them today from getting to the college football playoffs. What I am saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can't kick the can down the road and wait until months after the season is over or something like that to say, we've concluded our investigation and we've discovered blah, blah, blah. No, you have to do that before the selection committee finds themselves having to decipher whether or not Michigan belongs in their Final Four. That's what you have to do. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're allowing them to go to the college football playoffs and you're allowing them to be a center of attention for all the wrong reasons where everybody in the media and beyond are questioning whether or not they cheated their way there. These are not, listen, the facts are incredibly incriminating, but we're none of us were a fly on the wall. We don't know how culpable Jim Harbaugh was or not. Here's what I do know. All of this started when there was rumors that Jim Harbaugh was going to get fired because he couldn't beat Ohio State and he couldn't get to the college football playoffs. And then all of a sudden, everything changed. Everything changed. The numbers speak for themselves. That is what happened with Jim Harbuagh. All of a sudden, you go from not going years where you can't sniff Ohio State, you can't beat them, to beating them, not once, but twice in a row. Not only do you do that, you get to the college football playoffs. Hey, and this staffer that was stealing signs, buying tickets to games, going to games, you had nothing to do with it, huh? The brother was only making about $50,000 a year. Flights are expensive. How you get there? How was he able to spend money? How was he able to funnel money to other people who were getting information and intel for him? How was that able to happen on a $50,000 a year salary? Sure he wasn't slid anything? Sure somebody didn't slide something to him through the back door? You sure? You sure? You sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Come on, y'all. I was born at night, not last night. Something's got to give. And if I'm one of these elite programs, I got to tell you something. We got a problem. If Michigan's in the postseason at my expense, we got to have a problem. This ain't college basketball. This ain't the NCAA tournament. We got 64, 68 teams up in there. All right, let's get it on. Nah. You're literally costing somebody a shot at the crown if you pick Michigan. And I'm saying if you're going to pick Michigan, then at least have the decency to tell us we've done a thorough investigation and we've concluded that no wrongdoing occurred. Fine. Fine. But to have it open-ended and to think that you just get to give the coach a slap on the wrist and that's it. Nah, shouldn't be that way.